Hi, I'm Dan. I run a fitness consultancy in London. We work internationally and in London with a range of clients ranging from actors to athletes. I'm here today to give you some tips on fitness. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to become flexible. Now, to become flexible, you need to increase your range of movement around a joint. Basically, you've got tendons which connect bones to muscles, and you make them longer. And when they're longer, you'll become more flexible. So you need to stretch. Now, stretching means different things to different people. If you're already very flexible or bendy, you might have to do some quite advanced yoga moves to become even more flexible. If you're really tight and not flexible at all, even sitting down and standing up can be a stretch. I've had clients where that is a stretch in itself. So you need to assess what kind of level you are. Now, for most of you, that won't be hard enough, and some advanced yoga moves will be too hard. So I'll show you some middle of the road type of stretches. We have two options. We have more static stretches, or we have dynamic stretches. Dynamic stretches are really good if you're very sporty or about to do lots of sport. They involve lots of ballistic movements. For example, now this is a very common stretch for footballers, sprinters, athletes who powerfully move out. So what it does, it raises your heart rate, but also loosens up your hamstrings, which is much more realistic and appropriate than just going like that. If you do this, when you're cold, you could actually break something or tear something. The other type of stretching, which most of us know of, is static stretching. This is when you go down to a stretch, so it hurts a little bit, and you hold it. Now, for most of you, you should hold for around about a minute. You can hold for longer, you can hold for less, but usually a minute is enough to evoke some kind of change to make your tendons grow longer. So, very straightforward. We'll do what's called a standing fourfold in yoga, but for most of us, it's just bending over stretch. Bending over, legs are straight, and I'm just hanging. Never bounce, that's old school, not good for you. Just hang. And this stretches a little bit your lower back, the hamstrings, and also the tendons around the calf. Another version of that would be to do it on the floor. So you sit down, legs flat against the floor, really important. Very calmly, very slowly, move forward. If you can touch your toes, you're not too bad. If you're nowhere near your toes, you really should work on your flexibility. Once you get as far as you can, just hold for a while. It'll be quite painful, so what you have to do is breathe, stay calm, kind of realize it's not going to kill you, it's just a bit of pain. Hold for 30 seconds minimum, I recommend a minute, and relax. Doing 2 or 3 sets per area if you want to stretch is a good way to move forward. And there's some tips on how to become more flexible.